What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Fire Session Podcast. I'm your girl, Daisy J, here with my boy, Big Ken. We have our fire friend, Mr. Jack Cannon, and our newbie. We have a newbie in the building. Special guest, Miss Tori from KUTC Podcast. What's up,
Hey.
everybody?
What's up? What's
What's
up?
up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hey, I,
Yep.
I'm Y'all, it's cold outside. The school called and told us that we didn't have to get up and get it together this morning. So I had a great day.
Oh, y'all
it's
was out of
a it's
school?
a it's a
we was
Y'all was
beautiful
out?
day.
we was completely out.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, yes, completely out,
Wow.
and other things that we'll talk about later in the show. But Miss Tori, how is your week going so far?
It's good. It's good. It's good. Always excited to be amongst friends and new friends. But so far the week is beautiful, and I don't like cold weather, but you know, I work at home anyways,
Me
spring,
too.
summer, fall. So
Take it all in. I feel you.
yeah,
I feel you. What's up,
it all
Jackie?
sucks.
I see you've been busy.
Man, I'm always busy, man. And it's
Hmm.
a good busy, not one of those you busy
And
and you standing still. But man,
right.
my week has been really, really exciting. Like due to the fact I want to talk much about it, but when
Okay.
you play in the video game of life and you really just get to reset everything and start new
I like
with the
that.
knowledge
Mhm.
that you have, man, it's just really exciting just watching everything play out. So big things coming from your boy pretty soon. So I'm excited.
Yay. I'm excited for
That's
you.
Great
I
week.
love
I
seeing you progress.
know. That's good.
Yes. So Ken, how was your week so far, buddy?
Amazing week. A lot of great energy. The
Mm-hmm.
weather is crazy. This
Mm-hmm.
is Texas. Is bipolar weather, but hey, you have to look at it and say, you know what? It always could be worse. So I just accept each day for what
Hey,
it is and try to make the best of it. No complaints here.
no complaints. No COVID complaints. I'm shocked. Like,
Nah, you know what? You know what? A lot of people lately have been, hitting me up and asking me, how's that going, checking up on me, and I appreciate that people for real, like the people who checked on me and everything. But yo, it's still out there.
it is.
We
It
don't talk
Yeah.
about
definitely
it
is.
much, and I think like we were talking before the show about the wreck that happened this morning in the Dallas
Right.
Fort Worth area in Fort
Yeah.
Worth. One thing that's a big thing about that is COVID is still involved in that, and people have to
Mm-hmm.
understand the difficulty to render aid in that manner, and still have to be aware that COVID is out there,
Yeah.
and they have to maneuver.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
difficult. So prayers up for the people involved and for the people that's actually helping them.
Yes. Shout out to the first
Yeah.
responders out there getting it in. We appreciate
That's
y'all.
right.
Yeah, again, they're
Definitely.
doing a really, really, really hard job.
They
You
are.
know what I'm saying? Being able to do that job and then have to be aware of COVID and all the other precautions they got to take. So
Yeah.
this is this
Yeah.
is life.
It is.
Yeah.
It
It
is
it is right now.
for
It
real.
is.
Well, tonight's show, we have a very interesting topic. This is like part two of what we did last week. The negative was last week. This is the positive. So tonight's show is about components of a healthy relationship. Okay. Everybody except for me is married. So put that out
That's
there.
healthy. That could be
So
healthy.
yes, yes. So I'm gonna give y'all the single side of it, just FYI. But Ken, what's up?
Y'all, as Daisy said, last week we talked about toxic relationships, tried to give you a view of the things that you could look at your own relationship and kind of look at and say, maybe this is toxic, maybe I didn't know it. Try to give you some pointers because I think a lot of times in relationships we get caught up in the love of it and the things that we do together and the time we spend together, but we don't really see the toxicity of the relationship. Like, people look at it and you're going to have disagreements, you're going to have arguments and stuff in relationships, but when it's the type of argument that you have, it's the words that they use or that you use in those disagreements that really can tell you if the situation is toxic or not. But we focused on that last week. This week we're going to focus on the good things, how you can, make your relationship better, and some checks and balances to make sure that you're on point. And if you're not doing these things, during the pandemic and you spend a lot of time together, more time than usual. In a lot of cases, this is a good time to kind of shore up some of these things to make sure that as time goes on and we transcend past the pandemic time and you go back out in the world, that you straight in your relationship. Because I'm telling you, it's gonna be some people that's ready to get out there in these streets and not in a good way.
They've been ready. What do you mean?
Well, I'm
Like,
just saying it's more realistic now because when you sitting there, you stewing, you're like, man, I can't wait to get out here in these streets. But now,
Yeah.
like, spots is opening up, clubs is fully packed.
yeah,
So you know what I'm saying? Hey, I mean it's getting real.
it is. It's okay.
It's getting real. So the first one we wanna talk about. I put these people. I tell you every week. I don't put these lists that I create in any certain order. I just want to talk about them and we go. So don't think that okay, he put them in order of importance. I did not.
Mhm.
I just put them in a list.
The fact
So
that you gave a disclaimer, that means you're guilty and you did.
Yes,
no,
exactly.
because
I agree.
people have asked me, is this in order of importance? And I told them, no. We just pick some topics, and a lot of times when I make my list based on those topics,
Hmm.
I don't put them in any certain order. So, hey,
If you
it
say,
just is what it is. But the first one on the list, it is pretty important, and it's trust.
oh yeah,
Can you? I think it's probably the biggest one. Can
Yes.
you actually trust the person that you're in a relationship with? Daisy J, talk to us about trust and what value you place on trust and what does it mean to you?
trust to me is bigger than love
Mm,
because it's like you like we prioritize that as like the biggest thing ever. I have to be able to trust you. And what's crazy is based off who I am, an Aquarius, I automatically trust you. Like I give you the benefit of the doubt. Like you don't have to earn it necessarily. But then, you go mess up and do something and I can't trust you anymore. But trust is huge for me because of like I said, who I am, the lifestyle I live, all of that type of stuff. I have to know that when you go out there, I have to trust that you're doing what you say you're doing. And I'm trusting you that you will do so because I don't go looking for stuff. It always comes to my doorstep. It
Hmm.
always, I never look, I've never been the girl that I'm going to go through your phone or nothing like
Oh
that.
yeah,
Everything
no,
just,
yeah.
it happens. It's never
Hmm.
me, trying to find something. Because my grandma always told me what's done in the dark will come to light.
That's
facts.
So if
right.
you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then we good. But that girl, the baby mama, gonna come find me in my DMs. The side chick, she's gonna somehow because especially now in this lane that I'm in, I'm not even gonna front. I was talking to a guy last year, and the girl reached out to me on my podcast live.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Disrespectful.
So
Great, no, great
Yes.
content, great
you know,
content.
it was. I did make a show out of it, but I like now when I date two people, I'm like, yo, I'm not saying I'm famous, but well, Jackie say I'm famous, but I know people, and people be, they share my stuff, and whatever. I'm out here, so if you doing something you're not supposed to be doing, it's gonna come out. So trust is
Yeah.
huge for me.
Yeah, disclaimer: if you date Daisy J, tread lightly, tread
Damn.
lightly,
The
be
show will be
careful.
about you.
Ooh.
Facts, facts. Miss Tori, what's up with you and how you view trust? Because I know
You know.
you a OG in the game, so you know what I'm saying. Like I know
Very game.
your view may be a little different than the young buck Daisy J.
Yeah, I think that, mine is a little bit similar to Daisy J, but I definitely do believe that trust is, I can't say that it comes before love, but I do believe that it's the foundation for your relationship, and you definitely have to have trust. So it definitely is a key. And Ken, I think that one example is my husband played football, and so it's women can be just trifling, and and so it's like, you can't it's not the women, they're gonna do whatever that guy allows them to do, and they're gonna go as far as they can go. And so, the thing about that is that, um I was never, when he played, I was never ever made to feel insecure. And so, or, like, that I couldn't trust him. And so, because of that feeling, because of the way he made me feel at all times, the trust was there. I never felt like it. But then there are times that, if someone doesn't correct someone, if like if Daisy J is dating someone and that guy does, and if someone does something and the guy doesn't correct it, you know, uh, there's going to be a little bit of distrust there.
Mhm.
So, I think that trust and love sort of go hand in hand. Can't
Yep.
have one without the other, but it definitely is the key to to build on that love. So you got to have trust.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And like, but see, for me, I think the bigger thing for me is if you're gonna be around me at all, I don't have to love you, but I gotta trust you.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
That's the
Hmm.
way I view things,
Yeah.
because even if we don't agree, even if we ain't cool like that, if
Mhm.
you around me in any capacity, I
Mhm.
gotta trust you.
Mhm.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Then, as we get cooler, whatever the case may be, whether this is, and when I say relationship, I don't actually mean, it doesn't have to be, boyfriend, girlfriend,
Yeah.
husband,
It could
wife
be
type of deal.
friendship.
It can
It
be
could be a
Yes.
friendship.
friendship. Yeah.
So, with the love piece, I try to love everybody and show everybody love, but I'm kind of like,
Do you? And do you now?
see, Daisy's a little different. She gives you the trust up top. I'm old school. You got to kind of earn my trust, because I'm looking at everybody with the light skinned eyes when I first meet you, because I don't really know.
What is the light skinned
What's
eyes?
the
I don't
light
know. That's
skin
what they
eyes?
call it when you do like that and you rub your hands together, because that's what light skinned dudes do
Oh,
when
I
they see
call that that's
girls.
like the player eye. That's I can't
That's what I'm
trust
saying.
you if
That's
you
what they
do that.
call
I
it.
can't
That's the
trust
player
you.
eyes, right?
You
You
can't
squint
trust
your eyes.
somebody.
I can't trust you.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
about to
But
lie about something right
Right.
now.
maybe,
Right.
You
maybe,
know?
Squinting and
maybe,
stuff. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
maybe.
You're trying to think. That's how people think
Right.
real hard when
Yep.
they
Yep.
squint.
Like,
Yeah, maybe.
yep.
But Jack, tell me about trust in your eyes, man. I know you're a married man, and you have a different view maybe from what I have, because what I'm saying, we're on different ends of the spectrum as far as, saying the length of time we both been married. And so the age difference is there as well. So talk to the people about what you deem as trust, and what you have to say about that.
Um, I would say, like I'm pretty much on the spectrum with Daisy. Like with certain relationships, I get it. Like I give people the benefit of the doubt of, you don't mean me anything. You don't mean me any harm. So
Hmm.
until harm is done, and then from there,
Right.
it's like I decide how to handle people, not necessarily cutting them off depending on situation.
Hmm.
But I know for me, like it's very important for like with the whole trying to be public figure and being out and all the times, like I have to establish that trust, so that with my wife, like, hey, I'm going out, I got business to handle and stuff like that. So it's very important, because sometimes photo shoots run over, or events run over, or I said I was gonna come home at this time, and sometimes get to talking and mingling and mixing and stuff like that. So it's a big component of my life, because you don't want to come home to an attitude or
Uh,
some head
no.
shaking and finger
No, you
pointing and
don't,
stuff
Jack.
like that. So it's very important, and from that aspect of what I do. And then as far as being married, like it was already there. I'm like I trust my wife, so it's like, hey, go have fun or do what you're supposed to do. It's really more being there supportive of when she has things to do or has to be out or out and about and stuff like that. So
But sometimes women, or not even women, I think that sometimes people bring that distrust into the relationship. So it doesn't matter how much of a good person you are. I mean, Jack, you could be walking around here with the angel halo on, and a onesie, knowing nothing ain't gonna happen because you got on a onesie.
Oh, what?
And
Hmm.
because, yeah, it's like you secure.
Yep.
Can't do nothing. You got to take the
Yep.
whole thing off if something
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Hmm.
And but because a person may bring that distrust into the relationship, it doesn't matter what you do, they're gonna, so they're not gonna trust you,
That's
which
a that's a very valid point. I mean, we talk about that. Me and Daisy J have talked about that that sentiment a lot on the show where people come into relationships with baggage already.
Yep.
Right.
So you have to come into a relationship of any kind, whether that's friends or whether that's a relationship, what I'm saying, something like that, that you have to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Like you
Open
can't come
minded.
in thinking they're gonna be acting like the last person, because if you do, you're already setting your relationship up for failure
Yeah.
from the very
Exactly.
beginning.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
totally agree.
Yeah.
So that's a good point, because folks, stop doing that. I know
Please.
it's easier said than
Yeah.
done, but if you can't trust somebody and you don't have that space in your heart, then don't start a new relationship with somebody else until you're ready.
And it's a
Yeah.
turn off.
Yeah, because obviously
Yeah.
you ain't.
To
It
be the
is.
single person on the other end of that, where I'm listening to that, I'm like, you're not on my list.
Yeah.
I'm blocking
Yeah.
you. I'm blocking you after this.
Goodbye.
I don't want
Facts.
to hear it. I don't want to hear how she cheated on you. As soon as the dude tell me that he got cheated on by his ex, like a recent ex, you're not
Oh
hearing
yeah, man, them dudes is the worst. Like,
it.
man, like, come on,
Nothing
bro.
I can do for you, sir.
Come on, bro.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And it's good
Yeah.
that you pointed that out too, because a lot of times people don't look at those type of clues. Those
Yeah.
are clues that that person ain't ready yet.
My
Yeah.
radar goes off. No,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing
Yep.
that.
So
Better check that verbiage. He'll tell you.
Yep.
Thank you, MHMR Clinic. Thank you. My days in MHMR. I pay attention. Shout out to healthcare. Shout out to y'all.
with we okay, so we established that trust is, probably the most important thing next to love. So the next ones on the list are values and goals and autonomy. Now, I'm gonna go with autonomy first, because I think people don't understand that when you come into a relationship, these people that you go into a relationship with already had an identity before you.
You better
Mhm.
say that.
So
Man.
Yeah.
when you accept this person, you accept who they are as they are.
You
You
better say
can't you can't accept a relationship with the intentions of this person gonna change, because if they don't, then you got a problem. So you have to be willing to accept them for who they are
that.
then, and be willing to accept the change as it comes.
Meet me where I'm at.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly, because I think we have this mindset of, well, I like him or I like her, but they could change this and that, and then they'll be perfect. They might not want to change that. That might just
Not
be who
even.
they are.
It's not even that. It's just like, why are you trying to change me? Just go get what you're looking for. Like,
That's
why are
true.
you
Yeah, it
trying to
is.
change me?
Yeah.
Like, especially in these 30s, why are you trying to change me?
Yeah.
It took me this long to build up to be this person that I am. I'm sorry
Yeah.
if my light shines brighter than yours. You need to go work
Yeah.
on whatever it is that you need to work on so we can be
Yeah.
shining bright together.
Mhm.
But I'm
Yeah.
not dimming my light. I
Okay.
am not dimming my light.
Before we move forward with this topic, we did have a question. It's a little delay in, when they ask questions. So
Mhm.
sometimes we get questions about the topic we were already talking about. We have Monique ask you. She's asking, so is it okay if you tell them, the person tells you or you tell them that you cheated before in the past? So is that a turn off, or is that, maybe something that's a good thing? Because we had, on the other show that I'm on, keeping up the conversation, we had Dr. Joe on, and Dr. Joe was a serial cheater
Oh,
before. So
always,
he
I watch
changed.
that one.
Yeah, he changed his life. He
Hmm.
reformed himself, and he would tell the ladies that he dated like his past, because he wanted them to be aware of who he was previously, so that they can move forward, right? Because here's the thing: if you don't tell them and they find out by somebody else or some other way, and they
Yeah.
hear about it, then they're gonna feel like you hid it from them.
I
Right.
don't know, kid.
I'm
I
just saying, like, y'all talk to me. What do y'all feel
Well,
about that type of
I
thing?
mean,
Man, that
it's like autonomy is, you also have to be like, it's like a person, an endorsement for your actions. And so you
right.
are endorsing your own actions, so you know what you did. And when I come into the relationship, I'm telling you what I did. I'm not hiding it from you or anything like that. I'm giving you full, open, like you said, autonomy, and I'm telling you what I did. And so it's up to me. To me, it's up to that other person to get off, their little soapbox and know that, I'm human. I'm not saying I did this. I'm just speaking like that, but I just want to put that out there. But I'm human. And
Yeah.
you make mistakes, and sometimes you have to endorse your own actions before, and you present them to that person and say, hey, look, you know, it's almost like you have to say, take it or leave it, like Dr. Martin said,
Yeah.
take it or leave it. And she took it, and they're doing good.
And he's
So,
probably doing it like that because, like, when you meet new people,
Mhm.
you could be yourself.
yeah,
Facts.
Like
exactly.
you don't even know if you like this person.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So it's like,
Yeah.
look, I'm for the streets, so I don't know what you thought was gonna happen. What we talking about?
Or I used to be for the streets.
Used to
Yeah,
be for the streets.
yeah.
So like before you even, I don't even really like you that much, but I'm
Mm,
gonna let you
But
know right
yeah,
now,
just
just in
just
case
yeah,
something.
just
Yeah. So,
telling you.
but
I'm a little different with that. I'm just like, you in my business. Don't do that. Like, I feel like it's a need to know basis.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
Like I'm
Listen,
not I'm not volunteering information that's gonna make
We talk,
you
we talked about that. Remember,
um
Ken? We talked
that
about that.
Photoshop. She's
like
so Photoshop. Look at her.
this is my thing. I'm not gonna let you, or I'm not gonna give you like a one up. So like later on, you be like, "Well, you're a cheater," and it's like, "But I didn't cheat on you."
Right.
Like there are people I can't do that. Like
I
I'm
mean,
that's volunteering. Okay, this is a prime example with it. I had a question like this on my show where the girl she told her new boyfriend that her ex boyfriend bought her like a watch or something. And so she was like, every time she wear it, he get upset about it. And I was like, why did you volunteer this information to him?
Hmm.
Like, why did he need to know that you're wearing a watch that your ex bought you? Like, that's diarrhea of the mouth. That's too
Yeah.
Yeah.
much. Like, you
yeah,
But
know what
I
I
can see
mean?
how they could come back though, like
yeah.
in public, like, oh, you see, you still walking that
Like,
watch. I
you
got you.
really,
Like,
we really,
Yeah.
it's like a very
man,
small percent.
there's some cakes out there, there's some dudes
Yeah.
out there.
I,
But let me give you a great illustration of it. Okay, say for instance, I used to do porn.
that's
You would
different.
need to know that I did porn because if you're perusing Pornhub one day and you on page 328 and you happen to see you
328.
Okay
you
though.
deep in the search.
You went
It makes
way on there.
You
look.
deep in the search, you know what I'm saying? You see a video and I'm on there doing my thing, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, like he did tell me he used to do this. Like you said, it's need to know. Okay,
I'm
she
just
brings it
like
up. Now we
everybody
talk
got a
about it.
past. I mean, everybody got a past. I'm the
Yeah.
Yeah,
present. I'm the future.
yeah.
So I just feel like unless it's like something to do with my kids, like their dads, like you want to know the backstory so you can understand the kid or something like that, I'm okay with that. But it just flat out like, oh yeah, man, I'm a cheater. If you cheat on me, I'm gonna cheat on you. It's like what? I
Hmm.
don't want
Nah,
to
I'm
know
not.
that.
I see. I'm not saying it in that context, but I think what I'm saying more of, if you know that okay, you've had this issue in the past, and this could something that could come up. You know what I'm saying, in conversation or come up in life in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to go ahead and let them know, okay, I had a problem with this in the past. I just like to say, for instance, if somebody's on drugs, somebody had been on drugs previously, like,
I
you
want
get
to
into the
know.
relationship. I want to know if you've been on drugs before.
Right. But you ask those questions is what I mean.
So you've been on drugs before?
Like, do you do drugs? Or have you ever done drugs? Like for real. Like I ask those questions.
What kind of drugs you do? Did you smoke crack?
And for real. I'm saying, and then like with my ex-husband being ex-military, I'm very like, hey, what's up with your mental health because of what happened with him. But I'm not very I don't care. My thing is I don't really care about your past relationships.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Mm.
that doesn't define who you are now. Like you with
Yeah.
me now. Like whatever
Yeah.
you
Okay,
went through
I'm
with
gonna
her,
upgrade you.
for real. And I was like, sometimes you bring out the best in a person. I don't
Hmm.
want to know the worst about you. That's just
Yeah.
me. I don't want to know the worst about you. I
Yeah.
want to know if you beat women. I want to know if
Yeah.
that type of stuff. But I
Yeah.
don't want to know about, oh, you a cheater or
But
you
see, they ain't
were a
gonna tell
cheater.
you that. They ain't gonna tell
Yes,
you if
they
they put.
will.
They ain't gonna tell you if they put hands on women.
Yes,
That's a
they do.
surprise.
They
Yes,
do.
they do.
They,
Yes, they do.
okay, tell me about that, cause I ain't never heard
I can
nobody
say
just
it
come out and
happened
be
to
like,
me,
yeah, I put my
but
hands on them.
a dude, okay. one of my friends was on a date with this dude, and they were doing everything was cool. This wasn't their first date, just like their fifth or sixth date. So they was, in it. And he was mentioning like things that he wanted out of his wife or whatever. And so one of the things was he said, when we in public, I'm gonna treat you like a queen, blah 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 blah. But he was like, when we at home, things could get disrespectful.
Ooh.
What?
I
Oh
want a lady who
no.
could take a good punch.
Yeah,
What?
I
I need a
That's
know.
a
lady with a
that's
strong
a
jaw and a strong
red,
chin.
yeah, that's a red flag. Like,
You
what
That's
is
gotta
a
being
big
ask,
old
what
red
does
flag.
disrespectful?
that mean? What do
And he
you
was
mean
like,
by this?
sometimes I might want to slap you in your face. And she was like, what? What?
It's already
What?
time to go. Like,
Hello? That's what
you
I'm
hear that?
saying.
Time to
Yeah.
go.
Some
Wow.
It's time to
people
look at that watch that the
volunteer.
other dude gave you. It's you know what?
Hello?
It's time
See?
to go.
See?
Who taught homie how to love? Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
Exactly. He was honest. He volunteered the information, but I don't want to. No, 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 no. I'm leaving. I don't need that. Don't hit me.
you know, okay,
Nobody,
you know what?
nobody
Let me
taught him how to
okay,
love. He he
let me
he
ask
Man.
watched
Da- let,
he watched
Daisy,
the
let me
movie.
ask you something. So,
Hmm.
okay, Daisy, so say you and I know Kim, we gotta get off the topic, but real quick, say you go out with the guy, right? And you
Hmm.
all excited about going to Disneyland, and he'd
Hmm.
have been to Disneyland 5 times, but
Okay.
he's never been with you. And so you guys get all ready and you go to Disneyland and y'all having fun, and
Hmm.
then y'all go and y'all get ready to leave. He's like, man, this is a lot better than the last time I was here. And you like, what? Would that bother you? Should
No,
he
that means that I'm the ish. I made this experience. I'm just too. I was like, I'm telling you, my mental. This is okay. I haven't always been like this. I built this person over the past 5 years. I built her like this. Like that past stuff is not going to affect what we got going on. And if
Yeah.
you telling
Yeah.
me I made this experience better for you, oh,
Mhm.
kudos to Daisy J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the greatest. I'm just saying.
Shout
I'm
out
just
to
saying.
Daisy
Shout out
J.
to Daisy
Oh.
J. Check my credentials.
And you know what? That's a good segue to the next topic on the list. Is quality time.
Hmm.
If you go to a park or something like that, you spending quality time, but the quality time people have to understand too that it has to be something you both want to do.
Hmm.
Sometimes people get caught up in themselves and say, "Well, I want to do this," but if that person, honestly, for me, if if I'm doing something and my wife isn't doesn't like really enjoy that activity, like I'm gonna think about that and be like, you know what, I probably don't want to, bring her in on this because she don't really enjoy this.
Hmm.
So, even though she might be willing to do it because she wants to make me happy,
Right.
but do I want to put her in a spot where she's not happy or where she's not enjoying it for my own happiness?
Yeah.
So, but quality time, is that a big thing for you all? I mean, where does that how does that rank in the
I
order of
you
things?
know,
Second.
That's so funny because like I'm so used to like ripping and running all the time. Like I've been that way since I was young. It's from work to basketball practice to hanging out with friends. So like high school, like I really didn't date. College, you see me in college. I was working at the rec. I was working with this with at the you doing my doing work study and all that. So I always had jobs and moving around. So like quality time, like ugh. But my wife, she likes to kick it and chill. So I always got to remember to like pause, take a break, and try to, be up under her and stuff like that. But to me, it's important ish, but
important
It's important ish.
but for us,
important is.
for us,
Ooh.
for us, and the temperature in the house, man, it's very important, man, because that's like one of her love languages. Like if
That's
not the love language, like
Hmm.
quality time. Quality time with her is watching TV in the room or something like that. Just
Being
being in the
present.
same room, yeah. So
Hmm.
in some
Yeah.
that's
Oh
cases,
yeah.
so
that's good that Jack pointed that out. People, we always talk about the love languages. If you don't know your significant others, your friends, your coworkers' love language, there's a test out there that you can go take, and if they can take, and you can figure out that information. We ain't gonna go all into that topic because we got shows on that already, so you can go to the page
Go
and
back
check
and
those
watch.
out.
Hmm.
But you should know your love languages as well as as well as the other people.
Yes.
So
right,
that's
right, right,
important.
right.
Very important. Good job, Jack. Good job.
Well,
Vital.
you know,
Good job.
That was
Miss
good.
I,
Jack.
Miss
Okay.
Tori, what about you? Quality time. You're a busy person too, so what does
Yeah.
that look like for you?
I for me it's just all about how we spend that time together. And I know on one of my shows we had because I was so busy, I was like, I need to talk to someone that understands, how do you deal with a relationship. So I talked to someone about how to have sex with a busy lifestyle, because
Mm.
you get so busy that sometimes you guys are just kind of passing each other. And so one of the things that was really important to me is almost like it didn't really matter what we did as long as we were together. And there were some times that there are certain movies I like to watch, he didn't really like to watch them, but he did it because it was about us spending time together. And then it was like, and I think when you kind of look at it about having sex on a with a busy lifestyle, this kind of sounds crazy, but it's like you don't really have to have like sex. It could be like like she was telling us how to just sit there and touch and talk, and that you're is how you spend your time together. And so to me it's a matter of how you spend your time, and what you're doing, and as long as when you are together you're attentive and you're focused on one another. So that's me being extremely busy. I think I'm kind of like Jack. I We just like to do things like around the house, or just as long as we are in the company, or when we're together we're present. you know that's how we do it. So
Okay. Okay. All right.
I know that was a lot.
No,
Oh,
that was good.
that was good information. Somebody out there is got their notepad jotting it down. They should be. They should be, because you getting some good information. So if your relationship fails, you can't blame it on us, because we giving you all the keys.
Right.
Daisy
Right.
J, talk to the people.
Ooh, okay. I was like quality time. Ooh, my thing is that I work in an environment where I'm talking to people all day long. So if we can be in the same room together and I don't actually have to carry the conversation, and he could be creative and we can do things together, I'm cool with it. But I'm not too like quality time. It's like we could be on the phone. We could FaceTime. Like I really don't have to be like, I don't know. I know I'm we how long we gonna do this? Like that's how I am about quality
Yeah.
time.
Wow. That
That's interesting.
is very interesting.
That is
Because
very
sometimes
interesting.
they because I've dated people that were like team takeover. So it's what they
Yeah.
wanted to do. And I'm like, I really don't want to sit here and watch Game of Thrones with you. Like I just
Oh, okay.
don't.
I get that part.
You know
Okay.
what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
we
Okay.
could do something else, but that's
Mhm.
just not. But I love being on the phone. Like when they call you, like this new situation, he calls me, and oh yeah, I done moved on. Anyway, so
Oh,
we
okay.
so
Say that because I got
he calls
questions.
me. We can answer. We can do a Q&A. He calls me, but I like the fact that he texts me all day long. Like we're building up to, oh, I'm gonna call you at 7, and so we gonna talk about whatever. Like that's my type of quality time,
So
being on
this
the
whole
phone.
COVID thing is working great for Daisy. Calling and texting. It's
Oh,
like this
you
is her
oh, you don't
perfect
even
quality
know.
time.
Like Daisy J has mastered pandemic
Dating.
dating.
Yes.
Look, hold on. Let me do this for y'all. Pandemic dating.
Oh, oh, the
I
echoes and
really,
Yo,
I
shit,
really have.
like all these things, these preconceived notions we had during the beginning of the pandemic, and we've been doing the podcast. Daisy has talked to us about different dating scenarios, and it just blew my mind that you were able to accomplish these things during the pandemic.
Yep. Yep.
I was blown away. I was like, yo,
I
but
mean,
she's
I'm
not the only
single,
one.
and I'm like, a lot of my single friends were like sitting at home with their kids. I'm like, I'm not doing that all this. I don't know
Yeah.
how long this go. We might die this year. I'm not doing that. I want to go
So are
out with a
you so
bang.
Daisy, are you dating like for companionship? You're not dating like for sex? You
Girl,
just
I'm dating to meet my forever. So
okay,
like
forever.
Yeah.
I'm not I've dated multiple people at one time. Then I kind of
Mhm.
shut that down and was dating one. Then I had a boyfriend, and then we had to let him go, and now we back, on the market getting it together. I'm actually going to be on a dating game show in a couple of weeks, so I will let y'all
You
know
know
what
what?
I'm
You
on
know what?
next.
You guys gonna have a dating show or a dating competition or something like that on your show. Have like this little Q&A thing on your show,
Mhm.
and
I'm
that's what you guys
open
need to
to it.
do.
Hey, I'm trying to get my forever, and I'm not sitting up
Look at
here on my hands
that.
waiting for the UPS man to knock on the door. Like,
Mhm.
because you actually got to order something for them to come. I just want to throw that
Yeah.
out there to those women that's not doing it. Okay, Ken.
Okay.
Look, keeping up with Daisy J. That's what we're gonna call it.
Daisy
Put my
J, the
man on there.
dating expert.
I mean,
What
hey,
about you, Big Ken? Your quality time.
that's his love language.
Nah, I'm saying. I mean, that's really for me. Like, we could just be chilling as long as we chilling together. Like, I don't care what we doing because I had to grow into that though.
Yeah.
Let me put that caveat out there because young Ken was not trying to hear it. Young Ken was all about what can I do for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like basketball, so come with me, watch me play basketball, hang
See,
around. You know,
what I
do
mean?
do that type of stuff, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like she never said no, but I know it just wasn't what she wanted to be doing. So as we grow, we learn, and we say, okay, you know what? I don't like watching these type of movies, but let me give it a shot because this is
Yeah.
what you like.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, some of these movies I'd be like, man, this movie whack. I see if they would watch, I'd be like, so
You
so
ask me
old boy,
questions.
so old boy did something. I be getting caught up. So you
That was
have to give things a chance
that was
because
me.
you never know what could happen if you give it a
Yeah.
chance.
Now I'm looking
That's
at
me all day, man. She be watching them
Yeah.
basketball wise stuff. I'm like, this so
hey,
stupid. Before
that's
you know
my
it, I'm back in the
no.
room
You get
asking
caught up.
questions like, she did what now? Like,
No,
wasn't she
better
broke
yet,
last season? Like, why
you
she
been
broke?
watching it yourself without
Yep,
her.
yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move
Oh,
on to the
Lord.
next few topics. The next one up is encouragement. That's a huge
Yeah.
piece. Huge piece because I don't care who you are, you want to hear your friends, your significant other, your people around you encouraging you, building you up, saying words of affirmation,
Oh
Yeah.
another
yeah.
love language. You want to hear those things, and I don't think a lot of people pay enough attention to the encouragement that they give other people around them. So that's
Right.
huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Jack, like for you in your situation, is that something that you know your wife feeds on, like when you say encouraging things, that it means a lot to her?
Oh yeah, this most definitely, man. Most definitely. Like even now, like with the situation she got going on, man, I just be cheering her up, man. And it's I guess it's easy for me and it's natural for me because being I'm a natural leader, I guess, and that's a big part of being a leader, like cheering on your people as your folks. But just besides that, man, that's my girl. Like, what you did? What? Like both them dogs want you? They fighting over you? Yeah. Like, let's go, boss lady. Like, that's me all day, man. Just giving encouragement because I'm naturally like that. But for somebody that I share my last name with, like, yeah, like she's represented well. So I always try to like remind her that, or just letting her know I'm proud, and vice versa. Like, just for a man to hear that from this woman, like, dudes be wanting to make that woman proud. Like, make no mistake, like, even if it's my like, baby, oh, you did the dishes, like, yeah, I did the dishes. You know what I'm talking about? I did it for you, baby. Like dudes be wanting to hear it too, but for me, like,
Facts.
any kind of way I could find it, like, man, I'm giving it to her. She deserves it too. She worked just as hard as if not harder than me, man. So she grinding, she out there getting it, and I'm always amazed by some of her accomplishments, like finishing school pregnant, then having a
Facts.
baby, and then like leveling up in this pandemic, like things that are hard. So for me not to cheer, or for anybody that's doing something like that on that level, man, that you're a hater, man. Like,
For real.
that's a
Facts.
hater. If you're not cheering for anybody that's close to you within distance and they doing big things, then you were really in the way, man. And
Facts.
I just look at it as like a sense of jealousy or hate. Like, man, I can't hate my girl, my partner. Like
Yeah,
it
that's true.
motivates me. Like I see
Yeah.
you, baby, so I got to turn it up with you. Like I can't be standing in the room with a boss and I'm bumming you. Like nah, that's not how
You
that
better
go.
say that
That's
exactly.
not
You
how that
better.
go, man. I gotta level up with her, and you know what I'm saying, match that
Yeah.
shine. So
Right.
yeah,
Miss Tori, what about you? I mean, is encouragement a big deal for you, or are you a big encouraging type of person?
I think it's both. I definitely like to be encouraged, especially when the stuff that I have to deal with on a daily basis. But I will also say that, sometimes I think that encouragement can kind of go hand in hand with trust, and I bet Daisy J can feel me in this. I got to keep going back to her because, fellas, I don't know.
say we don't
But
be knowing.
because Daisy, I know you've always had that friend that you put on an outfit and you think it's looking fly, and she encouraged you to wear it, but that outfit is not fly. You know what I mean?
Wear it, girl. Make me look
Mm,
good.
You know,
I'm looking at that like, what are you doing?
exactly. So,
Don't do that.
encouragement. Sometimes encouragement can fuel trust or distrust. I mean, because you put that outfit and you get onto the club, and they said, "Girl, I'm just playing. That outfit is whack,"
Mm-mm.
and it's
Who told you to wear this?
that's
you
a
know,
hater.
you
That's a hater.
encouraged me to
That's not a
wear this.
hater.
That's a
Yeah.
hater that did that. She set you up for failure. Like,
I'm
don't
not
hype
gonna set
me
you
up.
up. I'm not gonna set you up. My
Like,
friends can tell you, nope,
Jack, don't do
she's
that.
not gonna do that. She's
Don't.
not gonna do that. And even my sister is 32. And so I kind of do treat her like my child. And like literally today, she had on something crazy when she went to the store. I said, "You wore that to the store?" Or one day this week, she was gonna go do something, and I said, "What do you have on?" And she went and changed. Like I'm not gonna let you.
Yeah, see, so it's like encouragement can also build trust. So it's like I'm not gonna never ask, so and so about this outfit because they let me go, they encourage me to go out the house. I don't trust them anymore,
Yep.
but when well, I guess, but when you look at it in a relationship, to me, encouragement is really important. Is really really important to me because I know that we all have these busy lifestyles,
Mhm.
and I look to my husband almost on a daily basis for encouragement for a certain thing. I mean, even you, Big Ken, on the show when we talked about, I haven't done it yet, but when we talked about what was it, wigs, and I see all these
Oh,
girls like wearing wigs, and I'm like all jealous because I'm too scared to leave the house with a wig on. So it's like, and you encourage me, but it hasn't worked yet. But
she's scared of wigs, y'all. She's scared that somebody gonna fire her up because she got a wig on.
I mean,
And I'm telling
I,
her, if
man,
you
that's a
get the right wig and you put it
right,
yeah.
on right,
right.
nobody's gonna know. That's the whole thing with a wig. Nobody's supposed to know it's
yeah.
a wig.
I change my hair every week,
Every week.
almost every day. This whole weekend, I'm wearing new hair.
So
Today, I changed my hair in 2 hours. I got something else.
I need to be encouraged. It's
Girl,
important to
you better
me.
get your wig. I got a
Better get with
homegirl, Slay
it.
by Sasha. She get you right. I couldn't even tell.
Flood,
Like, that's a wig.
flood.
Shout out to my
Yeah.
girl
She
Sasha.
lacks
Yes.
wig confidence.
Yeah, that's
So,
exactly what we said. I lack
wig
wig confidence.
confidence.
I
It's
can't,
Yeah.
okay.
I
It's
can't.
levels to it. It's levels
Yeah.
to it. It
So, but
really is.
yes, encouragement. I love to give positive and honest encouragement, and I
There
like
we
to
go.
receive it. I like to receive it as well.
Okay. Okay. So, with the encouragement piece, we also have the next one up that goes hand in hand with that, in my eyes, is teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I
Hmm.
think the encouragement, the teamwork, that all goes hand in hand because it's part of a team concept, right? When you're in
Right,
a
right.
relationship, especially when you're in a marriage and you start having kids, like those are they part of the team.
Yep.
So not only do you have to encourage your wife or your husband, your significant other, whoever else, you also have to encourage the kids. You
Yep.
also
Yep.
have to, what I'm saying, the kids are part of the team.
They are.
So and then sometimes when you meet a person and they have kids, those kids are still part of the team.
Yep.
Yep.
So when they come in, your significant other has to feel comfortable as well as those kids have to feel comfortable with you as well.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true. But I'm that mom anyways.
Yeah.
Um, with my kids, especially dropping them off in the morning. I know I listen to my crazy rap music and they looking at me like, why are we listening to this? But anyway,
Going
before
to
they get out the
school, selling
car,
drugs, and killing
I
people, and
mean,
go to
hey,
school.
trash
Yes,
cleaning,
Right.
hey,
motivation.
hey, they ready to go. And actually, I listen to Waka Flocka, so you don't even
Oh,
have to
they
say it. Go
lit
ahead.
in the
Oh, so
morning.
So
they
they
going hard in
lit.
the paint.
Yes, that's our morning songs. Okay, so actually, so when I drop off my, I give them both. I give two different like sets of affirmations, but my youngest daughter in the morning, I have to tell her, because she's very anxious and whatever. Like, you're beautiful, you're great, you're smart, you got this. And then when she get out the car, I'm like, "Mommy loves you. Have a great day at school. I'll pick you up at 3, girl." Okay, mommy. And she gets out and she ready to go. My oldest is different. It's because she a teenager, so I gotta like feel her out. Like, well, who we dealing with today? So I know how
Like,
to
who
tell
we
her,
not
but I let
rocking
her.
with?
For real, but I encourage her. Like, hey, you got this, girl. You the best French horn player they got.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure she know, like, I got you. I got your back. And even like dudes, I'm minimal a little bit with them sometimes because I gotta fill them out. You gotta fill them out a little bit. You gotta fill them out a little bit. But I try my best. Like, have a safe day at work. Holler at you later. But for me, you have to encourage me because of the line of work that I'm trying to get into and what I'm doing. I have to know that you listening to these podcasts, you liking, sharing, and subscribing because I can't be with you if you're not
Supporting
here
the movement.
with it. Like, this is a thing. I need you to be
Yeah.
on my team
Yeah,
and be a team player.
I think that's huge though. Like what you're saying,
Yeah.
because for a guy, I think in the morning when we getting dressed, you getting ready to leave the house, you might not think about it too much. But when you say, "Hey, babe, I like that dress you got on. Looks good on you," before
Mm-hmm.
she leave the house, that
She'd be
gives
like,
her,
hey.
what I'm saying, some confidence as she leaves the house. So if you got
Mm-hmm.
kids, hey man, you look good today, boy. I see you. I see you sharp, boy. You got on. Oh you wore those
Yep.
today. Okay, okay,
You
okay.
Yep.
kill him. You
Yep.
killing him.
Just little
Yep.
stuff like that, what I'm saying, for
Okay,
them as they
babe.
leave the
Yep.
house,
Mm-hmm.
like it does something.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think those type of things again we need to key in on and be able to do those things and make that part of your natural, your
Yeah.
daily routine.
I
Yeah.
naturally do it. I put jet fuel on my kids, boy. I
You're
put
actually a
jet.
friend too. You're a very
Man.
encouraging friend. Like, I peeped your energy. You are a very encouraging friend. I was like, okay, Jackie, have a good day.
Like,
But that's
man.
awesome for you to be a dad and for you to be doing that. And then what's most important is you have two daughters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to me, for a dad to be, pumping his daughter up like that and giving her great energy, like
Yeah.
that's the type of thing that she's going to look forward to in a relationship later
Yeah.
on because she's going to look at that as an example of what she's supposed to receive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
My
if dad ain't
daughter's.
giving her that, if dad ain't cheering her on and telling her the outfit looks good, those shoes look nice, like if she's not hearing that at home when she gets out into the world, her expectations are going to be low.
Yeah. And I'm around some girls so cute because they smart and they cute, boy.
There you go.
They get in on
Yep,
them,
they
boy. They
get
be ready for it. I'm around some girls so cute because
Oh
they
my god.
smart and they cute.
You got a
Yes.
That's
pretty
dope.
What?
smile.
Oh, what? Oh,
You
yeah.
got
I'm
a
the
whole song. I like
whole
that. I like
song.
that. I
Yes.
like that.
What? They pretty
Dad of
girl.
the
All
year.
of them looking at me like, which one? Who you talking
I
about?
know. Yeah. Oh yeah.
All of y'all. All of y'all. You too, baby. Goodness.
Oh
You didn't
my
have it.
god. All of y'all.
So Miss Tori,
Yeah.
teamwork in your house, like what does that look like?
You know what? I think I'm gonna have to say I think we have mastered that. I really
Mm,
do. I think the dynamic for teamwork in our in our household and in my marriage is just it's like certain thing what that person does.
Right.
One of the things that um I don't know if it's a pet peeve or it's a vice is that I always like to have my bed made up always. And it's just I don't know, it's just the room is clean and then we got the bed made up. That's like the cherry on the top. And so,
Productive day.
yeah, it just and it's like even if I'm not going anywhere, the bed has to be made up. And I say that I said that to say this that my husband, he knows certain things that I like and I don't like. And one of the things that he knows that I just love is a made bed. So, I've been married now for 15 years. And every single day, if he's the last one out, he'll make up the bed. If I am, he'll do it. And then it's like in the mornings he has to do a certain thing with our little one, and then I do something, but it all ends with us having a good kiss and have a good day at the door. And it's like it's a great team dynamic,
Right.
and it works for us. And I was just listening to Jack when he was talking about his daughters, and one of the things that I like to do every single Friday is I sing this song with my son, because it's Friday. We made it through Friday, so it was like it's Friday, and we start spelling out Friday, and it's one of those things that he looks forward to every Friday.
Yeah.
And that's just, that's also part of just teamwork. You have a routine. You get
Yep.
you get into this, everybody gets into this routine, and then all of a sudden you realize, okay, we're working as a team. This is working.
Yep.
So, I think that I've mastered teamwork as a mommy and a wife.
That's good,
Well,
man.
we know Daisy J got that teamwork. She has talked to us
I know she's
about.
probably like,
Like
Yeah, no,
like
she
whipping
I
them in the
have a
shade.
village.
yeah
Hey,
she
let's
I
go.
have a village.
she has a village,
I
but
have a
she
village.
Yeah.
she she has adapted these things that she does with her girls. And you know what I'm saying, these, like she said, the words of affirmation in the morning.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
yeah,
like that's beautiful to me, because these young ladies go out into the world, and especially kids, they go to school,
Yeah. They
other kids at school could
mean.
be mean,
Bully.
and they
Yeah.
Yeah.
say crazy stuff. So the best thing for you to do is pour positive energy into them
Yep.
before they go out in the world and get the negative, because
yeah,
they gonna
Yeah.
get
Yep.
negative.
They
Oh yeah.
will.
All that.
yeah.
So
Make
if you
that
don't
their
pour
armor.
positive at
Mhm.
home, they just gonna be full of negative, and then they're gonna start
Yeah,
having social
bad
issues,
days.
So,
Yep.
a
Yeah,
bad day at school.
Yep.
So
yeah,
it's important for you to pour in the positive at home before they get that negative, because the negative gonna come regardless.
Definitely. I'm
yeah.
a hippie though. I'm just such a hippie.
Hey, it's a good thing.
Hey.
Rainbows and sunshine
You're
all
right,
through
for
the year.
real.
oh
I
yeah,
feel
that's
you,
me. I
girl.
like that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got two more on the list. The I think we one I had next. I'm gonna put it at the end
Uh-oh.
because it's the cherry on top, y'all.
See, look at
The
you.
You
the
said
next
you we
one.
weren't going in no order, but go
No, but
ahead,
we
finish
got to
what you
put
gonna
this one at
say.
the end. Y'all gonna
Okay.
Okay.
when I tell you, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, you put that one at the end.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, the next one up is conflict, and we don't
Ooh,
have to dwell on it long because we kind of talked about it before the show. But I want the people to understand when we say conflict. Conflict is normal. You're gonna
Yeah.
have
mhm.
conflict in any relationship, friendship, whatever the case may be. But there's a way that you resolve the conflicts. And in a relationship, especially over time, you develop a rapport with each other and you learn how to deal with those things,
Right.
because you can deal with them and get them dismissed and get them solved quickly and move on to something great.
Mhm.
Or you can dwell in it and it go on for days.
There has
But
to
Right.
be recovery.
yeah, it has to be something that you deal with. You have a conversation about it, and you kind of try to move past it as quickly as possible, because the longer you dwell in it, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either one of y'all have feedback on how you resolve conflict, or is that your attitude as well?
Conflict.
Uh-oh.
Nah,
Came
I'm
here.
messing around because like as he was talking about it, I'm thinking about myself. Like,
Mhm.
I'm the avoider of negative conflict, and I get it. Like, you're in a
Yeah.
relationship, and it's always gonna be something that somebody's doing that you don't like. Like, whether it's like, because especially if it affects you, like, I don't like that. Like,
Hmm.
so like for me, I always like if something happens, like, let it blow over, let it, like, nah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that, because if you don't find like a healthy way to say I don't like this or this makes me feel, then before you know it, 10 years go by and it's what I'm saying, it's still going on.
You
Like,
still
and
Yeah.
you
bringing it up.
still
You remember back in 1985 when you took my ice cream? I'm like, you still
right.
dealing with that?
Are
85.
you
That's a
you
long
still
time ago.
are you like you still have a problem with somebody's, it could be a habit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and you
Yeah.
don't know because the
Ooh.
person never says anything, and
Yeah.
it's like, you know what? I've been meaning to tell you like 10 years ago, I don't like when you do this. So can you please? Like, no, we're
Yeah.
not gonna
Like
stop.
what?
No,
I
no.
yeah.
Like,
Years.
you get what I'm saying?
No.
So it's just it's just that I know I'm, for me personally, kind of working on that, because when I have a problem, like if it's not that big of a deal, everything is like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Like, when I have a problem with something. because
Yeah.
now it's
That
like
was
I
the
got a problem. Like I'm
yeah.
sternly gonna address that
Yeah.
situation because that's the only way I know how. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like some stuff, you just like let it breeze. But man, don't do that because it'll build up. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely erupt. So yeah, that conflict. I'm doing better, but definitely something I know I need to work on personally.
I
Like I
know
have a
it's
problem
very
with this, and
yeah.
how can we fix or address this situation? And not just, and I'm not with my wife. Well, yes, some stuff with my wife, but just people in general. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm the guy that people like, oh well, we rent some guy that or push over. Like like I'm being nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like
Being nice.
Oh
Don't let
my
me count
God,
West
to
Jackie.
three.
West Side Wharton, Texas come
Yep.
out. Be careful,
Yeah.
Texas. And then like
Yeah.
now everybody looking crazy. Like who is this dude? We
Right.
didn't know. Like all the homies looking like, man, I knew that dude was crazy, man. Y'all, I don't know what y'all did to him, but he get active. So it's just finding those ways to express without hurting feelings or stepping on toes. Because that'd be I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or
Right.
make
Facts.
anybody uncomfortable around me because I got the resting meme of, oh, Jackie's an asshole, or he think he all that. Like I always wrestle with that when, like, for me to say something and it's valid, but it's like, oh, he think he all that, or he like, nah, 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 nah. Like this is the problem. Like let's fix it
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
the hate. Yeah, without
Yeah.
the hate.
You
I'm
definitely
like
got to
that.
address it. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daisy.
I'm like Jackie, kind of similar, but I hold court with my friends or with somebody I trust before I like address the situation because I want to make sure that
you're
how I'm
not.
feeling is valid.
Right,
Mm.
right, right, right.
Because I'm like, because sometimes, like even at work, you got the people that want to report on everybody, and I'm real chill. Like if somebody do something, I'm like, just fix it. Like we don't have to
Yeah,
do all this emailing stuff back and
Yeah.
forth. This
Yeah.
is stupid. Like like I'm like that. Like I'm too. Sometimes I can be too lax with people or
right.
whatever, but I'm working on it because, like I said, I'm a whole court. Like, hold up, should we talk about this? Or especially with relationships, that's big for me because I don't like to argue. And if
I
it's
don't either.
something this big, I'm not bringing it up, because it's like, okay, we'll, whatever, we'll get over it. But if it's something like, yo, I literally have to kind of talk to me, myself, and I, like, girl, you better talk to him before this gets bigger. If this gets bigger, you have deal breakers.
Right, right.
So you don't want it to fester. And then, like you said, remember in 2015, you did this to me, and ain't nobody got time for that. I just don't like arguing, but I'm just like Jackie too. It's like a battle with
Yeah.
myself.
And I can't argue. I'm not a good like argue person. Like how
Oh,
people
I
could
could
go
teach you
back
how to
and
argue.
forth with you.
I'm
Like
good.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
yeah.
speak my piece, and you not for what I'm saying. Like, it, especially if
Ken,
you're a dude, we fighting.
Ken just
We
saw me in
fighting.
action.
We gonna fight. Like you
I
disagree,
didn't.
I
I didn't.
disagree. You're not trying to meet me halfway. So let's do what
Yeah.
you came for. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
Yep.
dance.
Let's go. Yep. I'm that too. I'm
What
very
about you, Miss
like.
Tori?
I
How you
hate,
deal with conflict? This gonna be interesting because she's such a nice person. And she's so
and
soft spoken.
and that, that's the thing is that, I love to communicate, and, I like to get to the root of the problem, and I don't know, I'm like so easygoing, and I want to talk, what did I do, and how can I correct it? And, also I'll ask, the person the same thing. Well, this is what you did, and this is how I felt. And it sounds crazy, and it sounds like I'm going back to college, being a psychologist, but it really is how I am. I don't like conflict. For one, I have such a squeaky voice if I talk too loud, and so it's like, so I end up talking like, and I'm like, I'm not about to do that, you know. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I want to find some middle ground, but then of course, a lot of times you sort of you kind of like pick and choose your battles. It's like, it's kind of like Daisy J said, you know what? Let me just do this real quick because it's not even worth it. And
Yep.
but just I'm a journalist, Ken, so I like to talk, and I like to listen, and I like to figure out what's wrong, and how can we solve this. So the big thing for me is to just uh always be open to communicate, to listen, but also that, and that, I expect the same from that, from that other the other person. Listen, this is what happened. This is how you hurt my feelings. Da, 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 da. The only time that I will, have some ongoing conflict is if I'm watching a football game, and you know,
Yes, people. She loves
that's about
football
it.
more than her husband
I
probably. So
mean,
Wow.
I love football. I can watch. Man, I'll be watching Leatherhead football. I'll be watching. It be from a long time ago. I just love football. So okay, but yeah,
interesting.
yeah, I like, I love to communicate. So it's like that's me. Just communicate and just get to the root of the problem.
And see, for me, I don't like arguing at all. It's a far change because
Mm-mm.
again, it's one of those things where young Ken, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna make sure you understand my point. I'm gonna get my point across,
Petty.
regardless of how you feel. I'm gonna make sure you understand. But then as I got old, I'm like, you know what? This ain't even worth it. This
Yeah.
ain't even worth it to go all
Yeah.
into detail about some of these things. It's like, you know what? Let's talk about it a little bit. Let's try to have a conversation toward resolving the problem instead of trying to
Mhm.
just prove my point.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right,
And a
right,
lot
right.
of times we get caught up, especially when we're young, we want to prove our point. We want to let them know, hey, why I'm right. And sometimes it's not
Mhm.
about being right or wrong, it's about solving the issue.
Right.
And sometimes you have to just eat it. You have to just say, you know what, I think I'm right, but you know what, for the sake of trying to make sure that we good and we stay on the same page, let me just back up off of this one and just keep it moving. And a lot of times what happens is I've discovered is if that other person is wrong about something, you don't have to prove it. They'll see it eventually.
Right, right, right.
It's
Yeah. Oh
revealed.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so you spinning your wheels, you wasting your time trying to argue about it when they're just gonna see it in their own time anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
saves you a lot of time.
All
But
it.
huh?
But
It.
you know
And
what?
energy too, man. Protect
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
that
energy.
too.
You know what I want to ask? Why do and this is Ken? Can I just be random for 1 second? Just let me be random for 1 second. Why
Random. Go
do
ahead.
well, you know what? This is funny. Why is it when people argue or whatever they do this? I know you
Man,
didn't eat
that's
that
them
last peanut butter
punches.
That's
jelly sandwich,
a
That's that punch.
or
That's
they do.
It's either
physical.
this.
feel you.
No, I'm talking
About to
about
get
Yeah.
physical.
girls. They do this.
It's not fit to do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
That's a
something.
Fire.
physical, like, I gotta hit something. You gotta hit
I'm gonna
something.
tear into you. Like you gonna hear my point, or yeah.
Just think that's so funny.
Well,
You got
That was my random moment. I have to be random every
no,
now and
it's a
again.
good segue because speaking of hitting something, the
Okay.
last thing on the list is intimacy.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you off the top. We're gonna go to Daisy J first because people know why. People, if you tune into the podcast, you already know where I'm going with this. The 70/30.
Woo.
Daisy J told us a long time ago that sex is 70% of the relationship. 70%. 70.
Boo! I disagree, Daisy.
70. Daisy J,
Boo!
talk to the people. Tell us about
I
your 70
know.
30 type
Tell me
deal.
your 70/30, cause
I make time for it. Okay. This is because I don't do the whole sleep around thing. So when I'm with you, I'm with you. I'm not with you,
Mhm.
him. I ain't got time for that. That's too much. Body count is very low. I ain't got time for that. So with that being said, yes, the sex has to be important to you as it is to me. You have to make time for it. If I don't get it, then we're gonna have a problem. But I do have like there are like little things that you could do. Like we don't necessarily have to get full blown into it. 'Cause let's be clear, I have a business. I'm in corporate America and I have children. So
Mhm.
there are other things I have to do. And having sex at night, that's so cliche to me. But anyways, um but I'm just it is like I wait till the kids sleep. Like, no, that's not happening. But anyways, it's sex is how I communicate with you. Like we talk and all that stuff, but that's how you know how I feel about you. That's like you know that I love you. You know that that you're wanted. I know that I'm wanted because if I don't feel wanted, it ain't going down. It's not happening. So that's like emotional and physical intimacy is a big thing for me. I have to
Okay.
know that I got you
Mhm.
here and there
Miss
because it's
Tori.
the best feeling in the world.
Miss Tori, we gonna go from one woman to the next one. We gotta hear these women. We gotta hear these women.
with me, like I said, I'm with Daisy on up to a certain point. I think that there are so many degrees of intimacy. And there may be times where, I am extremely tired, but I go get some Vaseline, you know. There may be times where I don't need to explain it. I don't need to explain that, Big Ken. I don't need to explain that.
His face is just like,
You know, there may be times where we're both tired. All right, well, let's just hang out with each other and let's just cuddle, and that can still go into Daisy's 70/30. I'm assuming 70 is when you do it all the time, and 30% is where you do some other stuff.
30 is
So,
a relationship.
oh,
Oh,
30 is a relationship? Okay. So, to me, it's just like so many degrees of intimacy. And, I just think that intimacy in a relationship can be a whole lot of stuff. There's
Oh yeah.
times where I don't do this often, but I might help my husband cook. I don't do it often, but I might, be in the kitchen and, and he's cooking and I might, touch him and da da da. And that's just part of us. That's just part of our intimate connection. And then there may be times where you just want to get wow. That goes up into Daisy 70. But to me, intimacy is very, 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 very important in a relationship because you do want to feel that that person is attracted to you, emotionally, physically,
Mhm.
spiritually, and it's about sometimes it's about their actions and their
Yep.
body language. And if someone is not showing you intimacy, even from a kiss or something like that, then it's like
Mhm.
it can be a real turnoff. So I do agree that intimacy is very, very important in a relationship, no matter how you do it.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
fellas, you gotta grab them birthday cakes every now and again.
There
You
you
just gotta grab
go.
them
Happy,
randomly.
happy birthday, happy
Grab them
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah. She might get
And
that Vaseline for you. I
there
don't know
she
what that
go with that
means, but you know,
Vaseline.
I'm just saying.
I know what it
Oh my,
means.
I'm just
I know.
saying.
Big Ken, we just had a show yesterday.
He knows.
And you telling me, yeah, no, he trying to play all Mr.
Just
Angel.
saying. I mean,
And while you
oh,
on page
goodness.
on page 380 on Pornhub. Okay.
I'm just
You
saying,
saw
like,
Vaseline somewhere
yeah,
scrolling.
yeah. Just saying, like,
Look
yeah.
at Jackie. Look at Jackie. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Jackie, you're next. Go right ahead,
Go
sir.
ahead, Jack.
Mm.
I should have went first. Look, I should have went
It's gonna take
first.
you
Oh my
high.
goodness! Like I don't even know what to say. Man, that that's for me, man. That's important, man. Like I'm touchy feely, so I'm a hugger. You know what I mean? I'm a hugger, and just like anybody like sex, so I could have it every day. Like I'm like that. I make time for that. Like
Does it
I
have to
could
be
be late.
full blown? Like it has to be full
It can
blown?
it
Yes.
no, and
Give
it
me 10 minutes.
doesn't. Like I just give me, give me.
Just
I
give
can
it
make
to me.
it like some quick. Like and
Just let
just
him
what
get the
she's.
Oh
head
my
But
in.
and
God.
it's funny because what she said, like I feel that way in certain instances. Like this is how I show you how much I love you, or
Mhm.
like this is my moment. You know what I'm saying? That moment of being connected. So
Yep.
it's whew, it's important, and that changes everybody's mood. You could tell when
Yes.
somebody ain't got. I'm that guy. I'm grumpy as hell. Like need some.
And
Right.
the conversations you have
Yeah.
while having sex, because I'm a talker. The
Like that.
conversations, you be like, dang, you love me so much. Like I
Oh,
just
I'll be like, Daisy.
And she looked back. Y'all noticed
I
that she
just
looked back. So, you know.
You know where yet? You know where yet?
Okay, okay. One
forget
What
Bertie
about
one
you,
watching.
thing
Big
Sorry,
Ken?
one
babe.
thing I wanted to ask though while we're on this subject was as Tori was stating on the show that we had with me and Tori, keeping up the conversation. Yesterday we had a gentleman on, and he was talking about sex toys. So with us talking about relationships and intimacy, and it's particularly with sex, like the question came up: what if your significant other came into the room with a toy for the
He did.
first time, or introduced toys to you? So I know Daisy got a different outlook on it. So you know,
Daisy, are you
Jackie,
saying no?
I'm saying
no,
yes.
yeah,
Oh.
She's about that life.
Okay.
So
Lingerie, everything.
so Jack, how would you feel if your wife came with the toy?
Shit, what where you want me to what we doing with
Where
this?
you yeah, where you
Hold
want me to
on. What
stand?
what you where is this supposed to go?
Adventurous. What this supposed to do?
What
Tell
is
me where
this
to go.
supposed to do? Like, well,
Yep.
tell me what to do with it. Like,
Yep.
No, no,
I'm
no,
game.
no,
Like,
no, Ken, no, Ken.
what we
What you
supposed to
should
doing
have
with this?
said, what you should have said, Ken, was what Jack. What if your wife would have came in the room with the strap on? Then
See
what?
that now that's
There
a
you
No, I'm not
violation.
gonna even
So
ask
yeah,
my guy that.
there
yeah.
I'm
you
not
So
gonna even ask my
yeah,
guy that.
and that's kind of one that's a given. Like now I'm looking at the upside of the head. Like
now you want me to
what the hell
practice.
you think going on up in here?
Wait, that's that abuse. Now I'm gonna
Like
hit you.
Yeah, no.
what you think we
Yeah.
finna do with this? What
I
you
just
doing? Like
said it was part of the conversation.
It's
now.
gonna be one of those instant moments. Get out.
Yep.
Nah, I mean,
Get
like,
out.
if that's what you into, we gonna have to
Pack your stuff.
go.
You gonna have to
Nah, hold
pack your
on. Now
stuff.
she coming there with something like that. Now we got to go down the street and pick up Shawty, cause that ain't going to me. Like,
Mm-mm. That's
I hope
somebody
you got
else's
some
business.
homegirls. Like, is this something you
It's a
forgot to
surprise.
tell me?
I
Like,
know somebody in the
where's she at?
closet.
Is she
Right.
coming down them stairs? Like, where's she
Who else
at?
is
Where's
here?
she at? Cause
'Cause that ain't for me.
that ain't for me.
Yep,
I
and
feel
that's a good thing right now when we're talking about this is you
Like,
got to
where's she?
understand your partner's freaky level.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You got to understand the freaky level
It's
because
a
there's levels to it.
conversation.
Yeah,
Don't
there's
touch
levels
my
to it,
butt. Don't
and
touch my butt.
and
We done.
everybody's got stopping points. And last night on the show again, we talked about some stuff like that, and they talked about there's toys and stuff. I'm like, that's why I draw the line. Anything that got to do with anal, not I'm
Mhm.
not the guy. So that's out of the way off the top. So let's just take that off the table.
Yeah.
I hear you, buddy.
So if that's a deal breaker for if you tell a girl that or you tell a guy that or whatever, and that's something they into and that's a deal breaker, then you know that up front, or you know that before y'all get too far gone.
We talk
But
about it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that's something that you gotta know.
I tell it out top. Like we talk about it. I done been there. I didn't
I'm
like
down
that.
for whatever.
Yeah, I everything
Ooh,
is a
look at them.
conversation for me because I'm like I'll try something new once, but I'm like, dude, if I've been there, done it, didn't like it, I let you know right straight up. You can't convince me. You can't say, "Oh, well, that was with him. This was no. This is across the board. I've already done it, and I did it again, and this is what it is. Now, this is what I'm open to, but
And
it's
that's
gotta
another thing, knowing your limits.
compromise. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta compromise, and you gotta say no, ladies. Like, don't be out here calling me complaining about something that you listened that you heard I did on my show, and you went and did it, and you didn't like it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So we know that sex is important, people. So if you ain't handling your business, guess what? Somebody else will. So
Amen.
take care of your business, man. That's all I can tell you. We have one that's not on the list. Somebody mentioned it in the comments before we get out of here, and that's finances.
Whew.
We know finances is huge. I didn't really talk about it because that's one of those things that's to me that is a given.
Whew.
And
Right.
but at the same time, it causes, I think, the most amount of problems in a relationship if you don't have it and it's not handled correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you have people that are big spenders and you have people
Mhm.
that, what I'm saying, are savers. So if you got somebody that likes to save and somebody that likes to spend, right away you got some conflict off the top.
Hmm.
So those conversations need to be had, I think, early. You know what I'm saying? To me, early in a relationship, because a lot of people don't like to talk about money. You
No,
know what
you
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
gotta
When
have
they
Man,
that
you
first
better
start
talk.
discussion
dating.
You better talk about that money. And
up
you,
front.
yeah, and man, dudes, have your paper together, man. Don't be
Have it
stepping to no
together.
chicks,
Yeah.
man, broken bumming. You ain't got nothing going on, man, because she get the little boy in you, man, and you got problems, man. She gonna treat you like a she gonna treat you like your son because she taking care of a grown ass man.
She sure will.
Don't do that, bros. Like, make sure you have your good job going on. You can stay by yourself. You got your own place. You can manage, man. Because man, these women out here, man, and rightfully so. Cause I'm trying, man, don't take care of no bummy broken cat. Like he gotta go. Like, cause you gonna disrespect him. He gonna have a problem with that. Gonna have a problem with him. We gotta hurt
I
the
didn't even go that
team.
far.
Like.
We don't get that
But
far.
man, do like get your money together,
In the
fellas.
words of T.K. Kirkland, if you are broke, you don't deserve sex.
Hello.
Man, you don't need to be
Hey,
Who
stepping
now.
on
said that in her
nobody.
new song? Broke dudes don't deserve
Yeah,
Nothing.
I mean, well, broke women too, don't deserve it either, brother. So stop
y'all give it
lowering
to
your
them.
standards
Y'all give it
Right.
and
to them.
banging
Yeah.
these broke chicks
Get
Y'all
you a
give it to them.
because
boss.
you
I
create
yeah.
issues.
Y'all give it to them. So quit playing.
Mhm.
Hey,
That's
that's a
y'all
whole nother
favorite.
episode.
I know
That's y'all favorite.
that's
That's a whole nother
I'm
episode.
not here for the brokenness. The broke that gives me anxiety. That's a turn off. Like what? You ain't got a job. No.
You got no
Yeah.
a
money.
yeah.
So
No
money is
job, no
super
money.
important. Just make sure you have your financial affairs in
Yeah.
order before you dive deep into a relationship because love is only going to take you so far.
Hello.
Right.
Love don't pay
Money,
the bills.
money, money. You could pay for happiness if you got
Yeah.
money. Now look, whoever asked that question, they bought their paper, boy. Like, what
Hello.
about the money?
You
She
see my
making them,
LinkedIn?
she making them
What that
sign
means?
prenups and stuff. Like he ain't got what? Oh, I'm gonna need you to sign this prenup,
Yeah.
sir, because
Yeah.
you're not gonna drag me down.
Nope.
Like,
You're not putting Wendy Williams me? No, thank you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, people. It's been a good show. We're going to
oh,
wrap
that's
it up.
funny.
Each week, we go around the circle. We go around and let everybody kind of have some parting words, encouraging words, shout outs, or whatever they want to do. Let's get ready to do that.
Yeah.
Mr. Jack Cannon, talk to the people.
What's up, man? If you like me, man, and you file them taxes late, I'm your guy, man. Hit me up. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying? But now, you can reach me, Jack Cannon Photography at gmail.com. If you want to get them
mhm.
bookings in, if you're trying to text me, you want to get a consultation going, hit me up 214-713-3832. Right now, my main purpose, man, I'm focusing on these business people. Don't start no business. You don't have no media content you
Okay.
trying to attract clients and your photos look like my back right here. Don't do that. All right. You can't run for councilman with iPhone pictures. Okay, holla at your
Oh,
boy. Them
oh,
seniors come now, man. I just had a cat hit me up like, man, we've been doing this off the iPad. Like, man, you need. I'll be your media guy. So but also them seniors coming up, man. Hurry up and book, man, because I'm gonna be out of pocket. Okay, so that's it for me, man. Holla at your boy. Follow me
Miss
on Instagram, Jack underscore Cannon underscore photography.
yes.
Miss Tori.
Okay, so yeah. Um I
Uh,
don't know, it's kind of it's different. So anyway, yeah. So I have a celebrity magazine but we are always looking to interview game changers, people that are making a difference, people that are, being encouraging to other people and that can motivate and inspire other business owners. So if you are a game changer and you want us to be interviewed or be in the magazine, you can always visit blacklionentertainment.com. And like Ken, not too many people know that I have a technology company because I'm a geek.
Oh, that's
And
dope.
I'm launching my first app called City Joe. So we help citizen journalists connect with newsrooms and get paid for those open assignments. We like to talk to photographers, wink, wink, Jack, and and videographers. We're looking to launch the app in June. It's called CityJoe, CITIJO.com. And of course, every Wednesday, my co-host Big Ken, KUTC Live, 7 o'clock, Facebook.
Yeah.
um,
Stacy J, talk to the people.
Hey, she got that
Thank
fan. Okay,
you.
Queen, look
She
at her.
always got
yes,
something going on.
I do. First, wait, let me get this
Hold
off.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me do it. Daisy J.
Yes,
Yay,
thank
welcome
you.
to the stage. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you. I appreciate, as always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support and the love. We will be dropping a new episode tomorrow. I'm so amped about it because it's the most pettiest episode I have ever done. So let's do this, Daisy J Show. So go check that out. It'll be available on Spotify and on Google Play. Of course, I'll put it on the Daisy J Facebook page. I wanted to say that in honor of Valentine's Day, my birthday, your girl will be the big 3-4. My girl Ronnie over at Ronnie's Romance has a sale going. She's doing a $14 off sale, a whole website. She's been posting toys, lingerie, and candles. Got that black, I mean that night ice back there burning. I like masculine scents. So if you're into that, hit up my girl Ronnie. That's www.runnies-romance.com. Today's lashes. Hey, lashes. I'm back on
Okay,
them.
on fleek. I see you,
On flick.
girl.
Oh,
Okay, look, they still say
so
that on
if
fleek.
you like these lashes, they are available through slaybella.com. You can use my promo code, which is Ladacia Hatches 20 or 21 now, to get 20% off your purchase. Okay. I also have some makeup stuff coming soon too. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, you can reach me on my Instagram, the Daisy J Show, or look at here, look at here. I've been screening and blocking this week. Because y'all been playing. Y'all heard I was single and now y'all acting a fool. Come correct in these DMs, okay? Or I will start a whole page dedicated to the pictures that you sent me.
Ooh,
Over and out.
ooh,
Ooh, y'all better leave
ooh,
Daisy J
Hey, be nice, be
alone.
nice, be nice.
Oh,
ooh.
that girl gonna write a tell-all book on y'all. Y'all better stop it.
Hey, y'all, let me
Jazzy.
point out something. She got masculine scents in the background so she can have a man smell even when a man ain't there.
Hey,
All
Okay,
right,
tell
here you
him,
go.
tell him, tell him.
All right, y'all already know y'all can catch me at Big Ken's Comedy on IG, Big Ken's Comedy on Twitter, Big Ken's Comedy on Facebook, Ken's Boston on Facebook. I do screen if you selling forex or doing anything weird, you will get deleted off top. Don't accept those solicitations or anything like that. I'm a very friendly dude, like to make people laugh, but I don't play games at all.
tell it.
Anyway, y'all, I thank y'all for tuning in to the Fire Session Podcast. We're on YouTube as well. Go to YouTube, search the Fire Session Podcast. You can catch up on the weekly episodes. You can also go to our page on Facebook, the Fire Session Podcast page on Facebook, and check out all the old videos on there. We also have videos from our prior podcast, the Friday Fire Session. They old and we was kind of ghetto at first. So go check those out and laugh with us, not laugh at us, and see
Laugh
our
at us.
progression.
I'm
It was
laughing at you.
Laugh at us. Because I do.
it's been a fun journey, y'all. I'm telling you right now, giving you a heads up. We coming to toward the end of this season. This is our first season of this podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a little break. We're gonna give y'all a heads up. But I promise you, season 2 of the Five Session Podcast is gonna be something different. It's gonna be something y'all really love. It's gonna be something that y'all really gonna be wanting to wait for every week, and y'all gonna be like, man, when it come on?
Right.
Cause I'm ready to see it. But at the end of the day, I'd like to thank everybody that's been on the show today. We have so
Thank
much
you, thank
fun
you, thank
each
you.
week. Y'all, make sure y'all go to the pages, like and subscribe to pages, follow the pages, so you can make sure that you keep up with each episode that we do. Because I'm telling you, the information we give you, you missing something. I guarantee you. So at the end of the day, every day I mean every week we close out the program with letting y'all know everybody says things are lit, but this ain't lit. It's fire. It's the Fire Session
Fire.
Podcast. Y'all have a great weekend, great week. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace.